Yeah, I think they took 0.2 seconds off the avalanche duration in the most recent patch, but obviously still a very good hero. That hero's been nerfed quite a lot in the recent history. You know, his toss cast range got nerfed like per level. It scales now from 700 to 1,000 rather than just a flat 1,000 at all levels. Yeah, and there's the Bloodseeker that I talked about. I mean, I think this is a hero that makes Slight's game really difficult. I like this a lot. And they have good setups ready for the Blood Rite as well, so I'm not surprised here at all. It could be Lesh 5, I think, as well here, remember? Or Lesh 4, because FlyToMoon are one of these teams that I feel like when they pick Lesh, it can genuinely play every position. Like a lot of these CIS teams tend to have that capability as well, but FlyToMoon especially, like historically, they have always liked the Lesh rack. Could be Lesh 3, Clock 4, lots of different things going on.
Yep. And you can play it wherever you want. The creativity is all on you now. So, HellRaisers, they really haven't used much reserve time at all. Meanwhile, FlyToMoon down to 17 seconds. So, HellRaisers going to take advantage of that now and have a real good think, a good old thonk about this fourth pick here. And of course, it does make sense because you've got the pick, you've got 2 bans, and you've got another pick. So, like it is, if they're choosing to run the tiny mid, then they're thinking about their off-lane pick, I guess. But the more likely scenario here is that the tiny's the 4th position, and they're looking to pick up their mid laner now, and then they get a ban out against it, and then they get another pick, so they can pick up their 5.
I assume it's a 4. It's kind of like an okay...
Yeah.
It's an okay setup for the relocate on the tiny. I think if they put it as their 4. I mean, it's okay if you make it a core as well. I think if you put this tiny as the core, you would want the IO to be playing with it all the time, right? But the IO's probably going to be wanting to play with the Slark, so...
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a great tiny core game for me at the moment. This Bloodseeker ban makes their game, like, their win condition, like, in the Slark, really difficult now as well. I'm not sure what they're going to go for here. They need some kind of, like, team fight on their side. I don't know what it's going to be. Okay, they give me Smurf.
I like that. I mean, they've already got decent lockdown already, but just the extra addition, the pushing power as well, or it's going to be very nice. It's going to put a lot of pressure on the Bloodseeker in the offlane. And also, the vision for the Treant Protector and the Clockwork is going to be really, really key. That Hawk is going to be extremely valuable this game.
Yeah, the other thing is Beastmaster's one of these heroes that if it can be left alone in a lane, it still gets a decent amount as well. So it kind of frees up the tiny to roam around the map a little bit more. So I'm kind of thinking like the laning setup here for HellRaisers. They could do some kind of like aggro lane with the Whisper and the Tiny. Probably not what you want to be doing, but the possibility is there for the Tiny to just roam mid as well. We saw in the major final between EG and Secret, for you guys that watched, I'm assuming everyone did, that when Crit and Yaps were both rotated mid, it was like all the time. From like minute 1, it felt like they had such a massive impact on the mid lane. And so I'm surprised more teams aren't trying to follow with that. Especially when you have these kind of like really easy to gank heroes in like SF and TA and stuff being picked at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. These mid laners which can be punished plays into that very, very nicely. So final ban's coming out now. FlyToMoon, they get rid of the Ember Spirit. HellRaisers, what is on their mind? And I think we must be looking towards those Shadow Fiends and those TAs right now because, you know, for FlyToMoon, certainly it seems like a really good option. HellRaisers might want something which can play a little bit more with the Tiny and Beastmaster and make some more space, but you know, I'm still not against putting the Tiny at mid if that's what they want to do. But unfortunately, they don't get to see what FlyToMoon pick first, so...
I think they're going to put the Tiny as the 4, and they need to pick something that scales relatively well here, because you can't play a single core Slark lineup up against a Bloodseeker. I mean, it makes your game like really difficult to play. You need a mid hero here that can output a decent amount of damage as well, which Tiny is okay at if they put it there, but I think just something else might be a little bit better. So yeah, like there's like SFs and TAs that are available.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, OD thrown out the pool a long time ago. What about Void Spirit? Nah, they go 5. Okay. Yeah, they just want someone to control the game. That's the truth of this is. Just control the game and be the boss man. Also,
their lineup
how does it
fight
work with
like
Thirst?
Really early. Say that again.
How does it work with Thirst? How does Nether Toxin just straight up disable Thirst?
I actually don't know. I haven't seen it before.
God, you're so shit. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Wind Ranger coming out from FlyToMoon. That'll be their final pickup.
I'm I like this HellRaisers lineup because they can play this tempo game, right? But I think this Wind Ranger pick's really strong. It's really good in the lane against Viper as well. You can kind of wind run off those poison attacks whenever it comes.
Yeah, true. You can get yourself away. It doesn't really matter how many stacks he starts getting up on you. You can always just wind run back, and then you'll be fine, hunky-dory, just to sit under your tower and wait for them to disappear. So not really huge threat when you're laning against him, which is good. Which is what you want when you're laning into a Viper. It's a lane-dominating hero. I'm not sure how I feel about it against Tiny and Beastmaster, though. That is my only concern.
remaining.
They have a lot of
What, the
magic
Wind
damage.
Ranger?
Yeah, they have a lot of magic damage to burst through her early on.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, she has to be very careful how she uses the wind run. But I don't know. It's another one of these heroes that utilizes the living armor really well. The Wind Ranger kind of like protects it a little bit more. And it is going to be the 5 tree 4 lesh, by the way. So we have this like cogs into split earth combo in the off lane from FlyToMoon, which is really strong. But when the Slark has the ability to just pounce out the cogs anyway, I think they should be fine.
Alrighty, let's get into it. Game number 3, FlyToMoon versus HellRaisers in this best of 3 series here in the first round of the Hainan Master Spring Invitational CIS Closed Qualifiers. MoFarah, based on these drafts, who do you think is going to take game number 3 and progress forwards in the upper bracket?
I think I have to go with FlyToMoon. But I think this draft's the closest one that we've had so far, which is really nice. But how do you bet against General Clockwork, dude?
It's very hard.
He's a monster. The
It is
4
very
gauntlets of
hard.
strength. Will we see it again?
Yeah, I'm kind of going with you on this one. Whoa, a level 25 IO. Hold the phone. I'm shifting into it. No, I still think FlyToMoon have a slightly better edge. Like I like the way they've come with some of these answers. Bloodseeker versus Slark. It's not amazing. It used to be this thing where it was like, oh, they picked Bloodseeker, Slark's gonna get dumpstered, but that's really not so much the case anymore. But it's still very good, I think. I still think it's a favorable matchup. Not a hard counter matchup, but definitely a favorable matchup for Bloodseeker. So FlyToMoon, it's all going to be about momentum for them. They're going to want to find some timings early on and push in pretty hard. We'll see how HellRaisers can respond to the pressure. But behind this General Clockwork, I think they will be able to. So yeah, I'm going to go with FlyToMoon as well.
Okay.
The all caps, good luck, good luck, good luck from Iceberg.
Yeah, he's pretty crazy. I can imagine him screaming that at them in real life as well. So
Can't you?
know, I get.
Alrighty, Funnick rolling up to this top lane on the Beastmaster. He's got a Hawk, he's got a Boar, he's got a Dream, and that Dream is to steal a Bounty Rune. Doesn't look like there's any Grand Theft outposts going on right now.
30
Previously, we've
seconds
seen
to battle.
people stealing outposts at this point in the game, but they're being respectful of each other's outposts at this point.
Yeah, you've got to be careful. I mean, they might go for the one bot if they get a chance at some point. Obviously, this Lesh Clock very strong, but I don't know. Oh my god, that boar just is going to die in 4 hits to the tree. That's really sad.
No, I hate boars. They can die.
The battle begins.
There comes the Blood Riot along with the Vines, forcing HellRaisers off that Bounty Rune and securing that one into the hands of FlyToMoon, which is going to make it 1 aside, 2 for 2 on the bounties. And there's your OMG.bet odds coming up, so they are favouring FlyToMoon, it looks like, a little bit more. Get a little bit more money if you want to place down a bet on HellRaisers, and you can do so. You've got $10 free currently on OMG.bet. Details in the description and occasionally in the chat as well if you want to go and check that out.
So this mid lane should be pretty good for the Wind Ranger. Just in general, like the Viper can't really do the thing that he wants to do, which is like constantly lay on the pressure into the enemy mid laner. So,
Yeah.
Iceberg and definitely showed last game that his laning prowess in that SF game could transition.
Yeah, I mean, if he has a similar performance this time around, then you've got to feel very scared for FlyToMoon. Sorry, for HellRaisers. It confused me because Kasani's got a FlyToMoon tag.
Oh, that's nice.
I know, annoying, isn't it? Change your tags, people. Maybe he's doing it to confuse them. They'll be like in a team fight. They'll be like, no, don't attack that guy. He's FlyToMoon.
Oh yeah, that's true. The ultimate bait.
Not really true, though, is it? The players aren't idiots.
No. Well, I don't know.
Amazingly. Well,
Maybe
yeah.
some of them are. Oh, look at these creeps.
They found them. How are they seeing that?
They have the... Don't know.
have
I was
the
going to
what?
say they have the Hawk, and I was like, hang on a minute. That's
Wait
not
a minute.
the Hawk.
I think it's just
I think if you go next to the
jankiness,
cliff,
yeah.
yeah, but if you go next to the cliff, the creeps just attack you, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We got there in the end,
Yeah,
chap. Don't worry.
it took long enough. Took long enough. Meanwhile, Nyx and Gilgear powering down onto General, but General, oh, they're turning around with a split shot here. Actually, they're going to be able to bring down Nyx. They don't have the help to keep him alive. They'll lose him. Slark goes down in the bottom lane for your first blood for Slayer, and oh, very happy with that one. FlyToMoon slaughtering the enemy carry.
Yeah, really well played by FlyToMoon. They recognise that if they hit their level 2s first, that Slark's not going to have pounce available to get out the cogs. So they can use that to just threaten him, try and bring him down quickly, which they do.
Yep,
Very heads up. Oh, that was cute. We've just finished each other's.
What?
No.
Oh, man. Funnick and Silent. Just chipping away at each other. I also found it funny the way the Slark was right-clicking the Clockwork, and Clockwork's got this 4 gauntlet build again, so he's just not taking any damage whatsoever. Doing literally no damage.
Yeah, does he? He's kind of just doing his own thing.
Yep, down at bottom lane. Looks like there's more fighting going on down there, but you know, Five's got a double damage at mid and is easily outlast hitting Iceberg with it. Doesn't feel great for him. Iceberg taking some more hits here from Kasani as well. It's going to be up to 4 stacks now on the poison attack. Oh my god, Kasani just completely zoning him out here. Thank you, miss. That's a small silver lining for Iceberg there, but yeah, it's a lane which is very brutal. Using many salves up here currently. Meanwhile, toss up on to always want to fly. He's out of trees and he's dead. That is a nice thing about the tiny versus tree combination. So you toss him up when he gets near the trees. All of a sudden those trees are no more. Meanwhile, next could be in some trouble again. Gilgear comes sliding in to try and save the day. Can he do enough though? The pounce actually got blocked and the split earth will finish the job. Slayer brings him down and Gilgear could be in some trouble as well. Yeah, they've got that edict. They've got the right clicks. They've got so much damage just carpeting down on Nyx and Gilgear, and it's going to be a double kill on this brutal bottom lane. Leshrac and Clockwork making work.
It looks like General might have blocked the pounce there as well from the Slark, because it was on cooldown while he was in the cogs. So unless he used it for some other reason, I'm assuming General must have blocked it out of him.
Oh, sick jukes by
really
Iceberg.
well.
Sick.
Oh, Invisory top as well.
Yeah. No, not a great one at this point into the game. No one really cares. Ooh, Korea, nice. Didn't get the uphill miss. Well, this feels pretty good, but unfortunately it's still a pretty painful lane, though. He's doing all right, all things considered. Meanwhile, down at bottom, they're going on to Nyx once again, blocking him up nicely, but he does manage to get the pounce.
Oh, God.
Gilgear, though. Gilgear, he's around a run, but it's not going to happen. The flare will finish the job. Io gets popped, and it's another kill down in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Iceberg TP's out in the middle lane. Kasani nearly finds him. And meanwhile, always want to fly dive on the top lane. Jesus, well, you can't really flame the Observer for that one. That was action across the map right now as all 3 lanes is just kicking off. Absolutely hitting the fan in game number 3, and Nyx once again nearly getting caught out. Does manage to get the pounce to safety. No stun from Slayer.
Looks like they managed to get the toss back under the tower for the treetop. Just follow it up with the avalanche. I mean, there's always kill threat there if you manage to toss somebody out of position. That's why that hero is so good as a fort.
A tithe to the impurities.
So 5 minutes into the game, and only 1 bounty taken so far. Who cares about those stupid things anyway? Meanwhile, Gilgear getting caught out again. Maposhka's come in, but they're trying to make something happen, but they're just too strong. They don't want to go near him. Maposhka's like, I want to go for a toss back here, but we've already been revealed, and actually, I'm scared.
What are you going to do? Toss the clock back?
Yeah,
I mean, is that a good idea? Like, he's super tanky.
How much health does he? He's got like over 1k easily.
Yeah, he's got like 1,050, I think it is, at the moment. Maybe a little bit more, actually.
See, if we're watching on my computer, I know because I've got the health.
Oh
bar
my
set up,
god!
but he is just... No, he's just taking nothing at all, is he?
1,480 health when he has no stacks on him.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. They're trying to go for him here, but the toss back onto the catapult, that's not what you're looking for, Maposhka. Unfortunately, grabbing the wrong target there, but even if he did grab the right target, I'm fairly sure 4 braces Clockwork is not really going to be cared about getting tossed back under tower.
He didn't even go Soul Ring this game, he just got 4 braces.
Nyx is melting, stun is out, he doesn't get the pounce, he's dead. Nyx goes down despite there being a 3rd hero down in the bottom lane, but it is doing absolutely nothing. General is just a big fat robot man in the bottom lane doing whatever the fuck he wants.
pretty sure when you see those cogs coming out, you should be pouncing away. Like, it doesn't matter what direction it is. You are just gonna fall if you get caught in those. Got to respect this split earth combo with the cogs battery assault.
Yeah, I was about saying it's getting a lot of work down now. MoFarah trying to find another one. The cogs came out just in time, but he does manage to get the toss back, but it doesn't come down under towers. They're just looking for the right click damage. General, he's a tanky boy. It's going to take a lot to get through him now with the Dark Pact urging off that stun. General, though, I think that was just a pair of boots he got coming out to him because he's much faster now running away from HellRaisers, and they might be biting off a bit more than they could do, but now Viper's coming in as well. They're looking for Slayer, but Silence joined the foray as well. Rupture comes down onto Kasani. Silence coming down as well. Always want to fly, joining the fray. Meanwhile, Silent trying to find a target on the backlines here. Meanwhile, Slayer did actually go down to the poison coming out onto him. MoFarah trying to find a target, but won't be able to do so. FlyToMoon backing themselves away, and it looks like that's going to put an end to it. So just a Leshrac dying here, despite so many heroes in the spot. I think 9 heroes turned up to this fight at bottom in total.
I'm not really sure what that Bloodseeker TP's about.
Poshka, he's got a toss, he's throwing him back straight into the Slark, and Slark starts chomping away, jumping straight onto Always Want to Fly, and down goes a tree, and you are not Clockwork. You do not get to survive that.
This Bloodseeker TP isn't going to do anything down bot, right? Because they see that the Viper comes in, and they're like, if they see the Viper, they should be thinking, well, we can't really do anything to him. Like, they throw the Rupture on him, but they haven't got any follow-up, right? If General's not there, they don't have this guy that can just commit to the fight. And now all of a sudden, like, this amazing laning stage that they've had is going to be really difficult to sort out. It's now Bloodseeker and Clockwork are just sitting in the same lane. And they're not going to both be farming at this point.
Yeah, and the Treads Rush from Slark is complete as well, which feels quite nice. Not going for a Wraith Band or anything beforehand, which I think is a little bit surprising, but... Oh, Gilgit running himself away, nearly caught out by 3, but makes it to safety. Yeah, this Bloodseeker's hanging around a very long time here, but I guess he doesn't really have another lane to go to for now, so... He's got
Every century.
TP'd in. Yeah, that's not a good stun, but it doesn't seem to matter. Poshka going for the TP out. General coming over, but he doesn't have the interrupt. Rupture wasted. Silent is wasting a lot of time down in this bottom lane, it has to be said. Meanwhile, a pounce out from Nick's going to keep him nice and safe. Gilgit might not be so lucky, though. It looks like he's trying to bait around with him a little bit. Oh, I think that's... Nick should have gone a little bit further away here, but they're still able to bait them out a little bit. And now Viper turning up. General, not so tanky now, are you, son? Down he goes. The Clockwork eats the dirt, and that's going to be a kill for the HellRaisers down in the bottom lane. So they are holding this bottom lane. It seems to be the action lane down here. And both teams really competing hard to keep it going. Slayer could be in some trouble. He's going for the TP out, but where's the pounce? There it is. Nyx lands it. Down goes Slayer, and it's another kill for HellRaisers down here.
I don't really understand what these last, like, 2-3 minutes were from FlyToMoon. This Bloodseeker is now still level 6. I don't know why General didn't commit the hook shot either to just kill the Tiny when they blew the Rupture and everything on him.
Yeah.
Like, he had the angle, and they kind of just didn't go for it. He wanted to save the hook shot for somebody else, and now they're stuck in a position where the Viper and the Slark's caught massively now in comparison to where he was before. Like, all of a sudden, he's just having a game where he wasn't before.
Toss back. I think he was kind of scared there, but I suppose coming in, trying to deal with Miposhka. Power Shot's going to give him the vision to keep on chasing here, using the Wind Run, but Miposhka gets himself away. And OMG.bet says the game is currently completely equal. And to be honest, I'm inclined to maybe agree with that one, as Slayer's in some trouble. Nick's trying to close the gap, but he does have the ultimate, doesn't want to dive it though. Not right now, not when there's bounty runes to be had. They're going to grab these bounties and chill themselves out a little bit. Meanwhile, Kasani with the double damage rune, putting some pressure onto the middle lane. Lane puts him down. Killing those creeps. He's got a catapult coming through as well.
You have to be so careful with the Viper TPs as well to these sidelines. Like, you see Iceberg wanting to dive top. We've seen that the Viper's willing to rotate and try and help his team. So you got to be so careful, especially when that wind run's been used. This Wind Ranger is not a particularly tanky hero.
Silent in some trouble. MoFarah getting the damage done, and they should be able to finish the job here. He does get the silence up just in time, but all it's going to do is silence Funnick. Meanwhile, always want to fly. The very slow run away. A General going to come in, though. Help out his buddy. Get off my tree. He is my tree, not yours. Meanwhile, Gilgit, he's in trouble, but he's got a mech coming out to him, and he's got to survive this one. Slayer left empty-handed, and Nyx might even consider going for this one, but no. He doesn't have the pounce.
Yeah, if he could cancel the TP there, he might. But, yeah. Without the pounce, not worth.
Not possible.
Oh, there's an urn on the Leshrac. Okay. I mean, up against the Slark, up against the Wisp, it's nice to have the Spirit Vessel available in the late game, but
yeah,
It's not what I thought they would go for.
Top lane, Funnick in some trouble, or is it General who's in some trouble? Mahoshka's coming in from the side. They have been able to finish off Funnick, but it looks like General's going to die as well. But no, all these braces mean that he doesn't even take that much damage from the toss. Mahoshka's now the one being chased down. Silent wants to keep on going here, but I'm not sure he's going to get this one. There are TPs available if anybody wants to come in and help out Mahoshka. Mahoshka, though, he's happy to just keep on running, and Silent will go back to the lane.
I'm surprised he went as far as he did there. I guess
Chasing butterflies.
he knew that they weren't TPing. He knew. It's fine.
No one likes Mahoshka. They're not going to come for him.
Okay. I'm surprised Silent has as much net worth as he does, sitting at the top of the chart at the moment with how he had to rotate down to that bot lane as early as he did.
Finish the creep, Iceberg. There you go. Oh, God, this is so painful.
He has to run all the way back.
So painful to watch. This one in neutral item spawns through and he's got to run back again. That's why your mum's like, finish your greens. That was always one to fly from the tree line, being like, finish your creep camp. Don't you leave that creep there. Starving kids in Africa. Nyx could be in some trouble. He's got the ultimate off, but he actually does get hit by the split shot, but it's the ultimate.
Relocate.
Yeah, he did actually with the hook shot there, but it looks like they're still okay. Nyx is trying to fight into the power shot comes through. Iceberg arriving to the fight. Nyx needs to get to the trees now. Gilgear and Nyx surviving hand in hand. Meanwhile, Kasani and Maposhka turning up to try and turn this one around. General does fall. Always want to fly, looking for this one. Pops the ultimate, looking for Gilgear, but can he get through his defensive? Yep, Gilgear will go down. Kasani dies as well to Slayer, and now Maposhka's in some trouble. Tossing back Silent, but always want to fly, giving them the vision, giving them the damage, allowing Iceberg to come in, try and finish off the kill onto Maposhka. Maposhka turns around with the avalanche. Iceberg is chasing. He's got the power shot. He's got the kill. Maposhka goes down with an arrow through the face. And that's going to be 3 kills going the way of FlyToMoon. They didn't get the Slark, but they got everybody else. And all they paid was their clockwork.
Beastmaster did get the top tier 1, I think, though, as well. So at least they get something in return on this Radiant side. But I really like how Iceberg has played this game. Like, he had a really difficult time in the lane. Obviously, you're against a Viper. It's going to happen. But he's been super active. You know, picks this Javelin up early on, tries to get kills around the map wherever he can. Ooh, Keen Optic.
Wonder who takes that one. Probably.
It's not great on anyone.
Yeah, it's a really crap Keen Optic game.
I think you probably just give it to the Wisp for now if he hasn't got anything else, because he can transfer that mana regen.
Extra range on Tether could be pretty exciting. Never know.
Is that a platinum tier Wisp?
It is indeed. He's master
I feel
rank.
sick. Oh,
come on,
master.
there's
That's
worse. I don't, master. I think in terms of worst master rank heroes to have, I think Pudge has got to be up there.
I don't know. I think like Tinker's pretty horrendous one.
Yeah, Tinker, you're right. Tinker's probably the worst.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Stuff like AM's really bad, because that just means you've been picking this hero non-stop, which is like extremely niche and not great in that many games, but you're just like, no, I want to play my hero.
Did you see the list that was posted on Reddit? It was a while ago now, and it said how many people there were of each hero.
Yeah, and Phoenix was number 1.
What was the one that had like... What was the hero? Yeah, I know, there's some dirty Phoenix spammers about.
People love that hero. Meanwhile, there's
nice
going on. Kasani's in some trouble, and he is out of hand. Gilgear's going to go down as well. Gilgear will eat the dirt, trying to come in and save the day, but his kindness got him killed.
I'm pretty sure Slayer used Split Earth there to cancel the tether. Like, the tether was coming across, and he hit him with a Split Earth.
Yeah,
they're tipping each other.
Did.
That was so sick from Slayer, because it cancelled the mech regen coming out.
That's pretty insane. Did he caught him mid-air? Like mid?
Yeah, like he caught him mid-tether with a Split Earth. That one with a really long animation.
Yeah. What a god. Slayer the player.
Yes, the diffuser now up on the Slark as well.
Things
going for that S and Y.
Into FlyToMoon's favour a bit.
Oh. This diffuser on the Slark's going to be really good. My only problem is that he's playing against a Bloodseeker. So, no matter what items he gets, he's still going to have a relatively rough time.
Raw comes out onto Iceberg. They're going for the kill here. Split Earth in response, but doesn't really catch anybody. Iceberg's able to get away. They just turn their attention to Slayer instead and bring down the left track. Fair enough. Go for the easier kill. Bait out the living armor onto the Wind Ranger, and then go for the other target. The old Dota switcheroo.
Oh, they got the toss back.
Yeah, Kobe, Silent in some trouble. Here comes the ultimate from Always Wanna Fly, but Silent might be dropping to the poison all the same. No, he's just about surviving. Always Wanna Fly gets melted in the middle, and now they turn their attention to General. General, I don't think he's getting out of this one. It's the damage from Kasani, the damage from Nyx, the damage from all of them, stacking up onto General and bringing down that big tanky clock. And with Clock dead, they can maybe even look for a tier 2 here. The double damage Slark comes ripping through the lane, and they look towards getting this tower, but they do have a fortify, and that split shot's going to kill off all those creeps and maybe stop them in their tracks. But still, a great engagement there from HellRaisers. They're going to be really happy with that one. They were falling behind a little bit, but this is going to equal out the momentum and stop FlyToMoon from becoming this scary powerhouse snowball team which they want to be.
Yeah, massively well played by HellRaisers there. They hit their timing. You know, they've got the mech on the Wisp, they've got the defuse on the Slark. This Beastmaster's really strong at the moment as well. So with this Necrobook, I think he's going for Vlad's as well here. Yeah, he's just got it to come out. And they understand that this Wind Ranger can't... It isn't really this hero that likes fighting 5-on-5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she wants to play this pick-off game where she gets, you know, pick us with the Focus Fire, with the Shackle Shot. But when these big engagements break out, like you said in the draft, all it takes is like a roar from the Beastmaster, and her game is completely interrupted. It's really hard for her to, you know, fighting these big engagements at the moment. Just an MKB though, Jesus. Very early from Iceberg.
Yeah, this is a big time for him. He can start really getting the solo kills now, blasting people down. What magic type is MKB? It's magical, right?
It's magical, yeah.
Okay, so not amazing versus Viper, but meh.
Oh, that's still really good
Yeah.
though. Oh, get the Van Brace!
Oh, who gets the Van Brace? Bonic is going to be able to grab it. He is the one who dropped it, but he's going to die for his Van Brace. That's a bit of a crappy moment.
I mean, that could have been really bad though. General could have got another effectiveness of 2 braces there.
Oh,
That
can
would
you
have been
imagine? I kind of sad that didn't happen.
effectively having 6 braces. Insane.
6 braces. God help us all, but it didn't happen. Maposhka, meanwhile, he got happened upon.
That's an MKB.
Yeah.
You are not living that one.
No, you're not.
So this is what we talk about. This is their split. You know, they've got this pick-off game with the Clockwork and the Wind Ranger. So managed to find, you know, both of them one by one. All of a sudden they can just transition it into a tower now. So well played by FlyToMoon.
Top tower has fallen.
90 minutes now into this one. Yeah, Iceberg with this MKB trying to find some towers, find some pressure, get a bit of momentum.
I don't know if this Viper's done enough to, you know, be able to transition at this point into the game. Because we've talked about how this Slark is going to have a really struggle with this game, you know, in terms of difficulty, because of the Bloodseeker. They need this Viper to be dealing a decent amount of damage as well, and he's not really got the amount of farm that he was hoping for, especially with the start to the game that he had. Just kind of died a couple of times in a row, and it, you know, Viper's one of these heroes that when you slow him down, he really struggles to keep up with farms.
Yeah, it is putting a lot of pressure on the Slark to really come through and carry this game, because the Viper's not being that much of a factor. But also, I'm not sure about this Blade Mail.
Yeah, I would really like to see him just build a Maelstrom.
I guess it's good for... He doesn't want to just get picked off by the Wind Ranger every single fight, though, so it does make sense.
It's not a bad item at all, but, like, I don't know, it's just a little bit different. Not something that we're used to seeing, especially. And especially when you're up against, like, I don't know, there's all the uncontrollable damage, like you say, with, well, I'd say uncontrollable, like Rupture as well. It's pretty good Blade Mail game for that as well.
Yeah, but they go in, but they actually miss the Avalanche Slayer, gets a 4-star off in time, and he will survive. In fact, was that even hit? Was that the Trees Force?
No, it was the Lesh's 4-star.
Oh, he does have one, okay. Yeah, really important to grab a force if you're against this 4 tiny, just to be able to run yourself away. Meanwhile, a smoke up to the top lane. Nice hook shot comes in, catches on to one of them, and that's going to be the Beastmaster. This is a big kill here as well, but they're trying to turn this one around. The roar comes out from Funnick, and in comes Nyx and Gilgir, but the immediate ultimate comes out from the tree. Funnick is going to go down all the same, and Gilgir is not looking that healthy either. They want to try and kill him off and get rid of their escape plan, but unfortunately, Slayer's already dead. Gilgir, is he going to keep that tether going? Yes, he is, getting out of here. Meanwhile, Maposhka left behind all alone, and with those arrows coming in thick and fast. Goodbye, Mapo. Uh-oh.
Oh, there's a
dear.
Viper here.
This was a party you were not invited to, Viper, and you need to get yourself out, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. Silent is given chase here. They're going to have the silence onto him.
It's getting quicker.
Oh no, run Kasani, but there is nowhere to run. There is nowhere to hide from Iceberg and Silent as they bring down that Viper. That was a pretty costly mistake from him, turning up to a fight which they did not want to be part of, and that's just got to be bad communication. You know, there's no other excuse for that one. That's just a team with not really knowing if they're staying or going, whether they're going to leave the Slark behind or whether they're going to try and just clear out as quickly as possible. And one person got one idea, one person got the other. Meanwhile, toss back onto the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker, though, he's got the BKB, and they've got no roar to pierce through it for now, so they're going to chill out a little bit maybe on how it... Well, I say, Nyx is still going for it. I always want to fly. I'll take his stats. Yes, please. Chunks away at him. Sanjin Yasha, Diffusal. Nyx is ready to go, and he's looking for a target right now, and Silent's going to be the one. They jump on top of him. Silent getting nuked down, and they bring him down. And Slayer as well, going the same way. Just like that, they swing it right back in the other directions. HellRaisers on the back of Nyx's slug, powered up by Gilgir on the IO. And that's going to be 2 big kills, and they're looking to do something with this. They're not going to do what FlyToMoon did and just kind of mess around, maybe head towards the middle lane. No, they're straight into the Roshan pit. They are taking down the big boy. They've got the aura on Funnick. They've got the overpower. They have got the damage to bring down Roshan. Clockwork, though? Is he nearby? No, he's way too far away. Up close and personal with Roshan. We shall see Nyx grab that Aegis.
Another one
on a fly. Yeah, he's coming close. He was just trying to get some vision or do something for his team here, but he's just going to end up feeding his life away. The tree gets chopped down. And FlyToMoon, one by one, feeding away many, many kills here.
You have to remember, it's not just Gilgir on the Wisp that's buffing up the Slark as well. They have this Beastmaster aura on top, allowing him to just lay in so many attacks at the start of fights to help him build up those stats.
Yeah, he is attacking like a madman.
I like that Iceberg's going for Lincoln's next though as well. I think he had BKB queued up. I'm not sure whether he finished it off, but I think the Lincoln's is more important here. You know, you're up against this Viper Strike, up against the Roar. They're going to be the 2 main threats.
Yep, as a Wind Ranger, you can't get locked down in these fights. It's just not an option. Funnick is searching, but Funnick will not find.
Slark about 3,000 gold away off finishing his Satanic as well. So it sounds like it's far, but it's not massively. It's only like 5 minutes away or so.
Ooh,
and when he has this SMY...
as well.
Oh, they see the Wisp. They know that he's relocated out.
Yeah. Alright, Funnick TP's back in, so he's like, hell no, we are not losing our IO. Not today, son. And they're actually running in with Nyx as well. It's a bit of a bait. Can they make anything happen from it, though? Doesn't really look like it. Iceberg, though, is going to be the target. Can they get the top every time? No, they cannot. 4-star forwards onto Iceberg. Keeps him safe. Always want to fly. Oh my god, what a hero. He's going to go down here. I think he used his 4... Oh, no, he doesn't have a 4-star. Okay.
More like always want to try your best.
And
don't...
Try his best he shall, but prevail he shalln't.
Shalln't.
Indeed. Under attack.
Since twasn't was a word.
Slayer just going to try and skip waves here by the looks of it. And slow down this push a little bit, but it's going to be 2 towers for this Radiant side, I imagine. If they want to keep going with this push. Yeah, they're picking it out now. They're like, guys, why don't we just take the tier 2?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's another tower. Ah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And here we go. The push commences. And it is not going to be lasting that long, despite the living armor doing its best, keeping this tower up, but down it shall fall. Oh, Gilgir got the tower. Very simple. Look at a scenic shot of that wiggly little eyeball. Beautiful. Thank you, production.
I'm really glad.
Yeah.
Get to see these.
It's an emotive shot, you know, giving out the feeling of destruction, desolation, which FlyToMoon are feeling right now.
Sorry, man.
Uh-oh. General, he's been roared up, he's been tossed up, he's getting poisoned up, he's getting just about everything thrown in his face, and unfortunately this will spell the end.
Bot lane though as well.
Gilgir getting killed.
At least the Slark gets out though. I mean, that's a fine trade for them.
I'm sure Gilgir heroically led them astray to allow the Slark to live.
Oh, Titan Sliver for more status resistance for the Slark when he finishes that Satanic.
Very nice. And they've seen Slayer. Slayer's trying to get himself away. Oh, Pounce a little bit off the mark there from Nyx, but they've still got the toss-up. They've still got the control onto Slayer, and the Pounce Split Earth will miss. Nyx keeping on the chase, though. It's costing him quite a lot of health, but he's got an Aegis. He doesn't really mind. The Slayer will go down. Meanwhile, Funnick in some trouble. Oh, he's got a Meteor Hammer, but it does miss, but it doesn't really matter. Funnick's going to go down all the same. And Silent, he's looking towards Kasani here, but Kasani, not really a viable kill.
Yeah, I mean, the Slark, when he gets ruptured now, it's going to last like 2 seconds.
Iceberg. Iceberg, where's his win run? Where's anything? He just gets dropped on the back lines.
Yeah.
What a pick-off from Nyx. Yeah.
Dire's middle tower
Win run forward to get the power shot if you think you're safe, maybe. I don't know, but that should not happen. They were really sneaky advancements from Nyx there. They were just not expecting that one.
Yeah, with the Wisp here, this tower should be falling relatively quickly. Oh.
Okay, Tiny.
Okay.
Tossing his teammate to allow Always Wanna Fly to get the Meteor Hammer combo off on him. Very
smart. Very
Ash's
smart.
Always Wanna Fly being a genius. He's going to come in and toss him, I know it.
I want to see how much
So,
status
Pounce
resistance the
with
Slark
full
has.
scarf away. Actually, I saw this the other day. I think it's about 72%.
What, with Satanic, SMY and Titan Sliver?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I think.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's not right.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Maybe it's a little bit less, but I seem to remember it being around that mark. Aegis is gone.
They're gonna, I think, yeah, they're smoked up. They want to just go back in here. They're kind of trying to bait them out.
Yeah, and they're going for a toss back, and that is a beautiful one. Slayer torn out of position and beaten down immediately. Tree comes in with the ultimate. It's not a bad try, but I mean, the shackle shot just does not last any time at all onto Nyx. He's going to pop the ultimate. Meanwhile, Silent just getting killed off on the front lines. I'll turn their attention to Always Wanna Fly. He's going to die as well. Iceberg's the last one left. Avalanche comes out onto him. General is alive, but can't do anything as Iceberg's getting beaten down, and General will call it and disconnect from the game. Game number 3 goes the way of the HellRaisers, and they will take the series 2-0 and continue their run in the upper bracket. Meanwhile, FlyToMoon down to the lower bracket, going to be facing off elimination. Whoa, that is not how we expected this series to go, to be honest. Not at all.
No, not at all. And the other thing, I honestly think this game comes back down to like that start of the game where they TP'd the Bloodseeker bot and like they kind of just messed around bot for a while because General was having a really good game. Then all of a sudden he just dies like 3 times in a row, and then it felt like he didn't do anything for the rest of the game. Like when he commits in with hookshot, they can't fight this 5-on-5. Like, yeah, they have this rupture that they can get on the Slark and whatnot, but they just don't have enough damage between them to kill the Slark and the Viper, especially with this really, massive status resistance build from Slark. Yeah, I think they just gave Funnick a kind of like a free game up in that top lane when the Bloodseeker TP'd away, and it allowed him to just catch up really quickly. And this Necrobook Vlad's just allowed them to, go for this 5-man and just win every single team fight, it feels like.
And of course, the double quelling blade as well, as you see on him there. He is a Beastmaster
nice.
after all. He does have 2 axes, so he's just staying on brand. Very smart. But yeah, I mean, an emphatic victory for HellRaisers here as they're able to bring down FlyToMoon in what could be considered an upset for a very new stack. I mean, this stack literally just announced their roster yesterday, so coming into this one with a flying start. They're going to be put through to the winners of bracket, where they'll be facing up versus Team Unique in a best of 3, and that match is going to be coming up tomorrow. Right now, we've got Ursus Gaming versus Forza coming up, and then after that we've got Jeffershish versus Extremum. Meanwhile, Team Empire Hope will be facing off versus FlyToMoon down in the lower bracket tomorrow, so stick around for that one. We'll see you very shortly for Ursus Gaming versus Forza here for the Hainan Masters Invitational.